Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Jonathan back again with the Weekly Scuffle, and I'm here to talk about the problem child Jake Paul versus Spider Anderson Silva and their upcoming fight happening this Saturday. And honestly, who I think is going to win, how it's going to happen. I think this is the first real test Jake Paul has faced in a boxing ring. Anderson, while being well known for probably being the greatest MMA striker of all time, has been in a boxing ring before, which is nothing that any of previous Jake's opponents can say in a professional setting, that they've been in a boxing ring before. And honestly, I think Anderson also being the first fighter that is naturally in Jake's weight class, this is the first real test for Jake Paul. And in my opinion, it's very hard for Jake Paul to win this fight. Stylistically, Anderson is probably the worst possible fighter for Jake Paul. He still possesses power. His skills are clearly greater than Jake's. He has a longer reach. He's a southpaw. The only thing Jake really has going in his favor is his age and, well, probably, yes, his explosiveness, because he has shown to be quite a power puncher. But at the same time, Anderson has knocked out a few of his opponents too, including Tito Ortiz, who, like a Ben Askren, maybe isn't the greatest boxer in the world, but at least he was in that cruiserweight weight range that Ben Askren wasn't naturally at. And then you got Anderson, you got Jake. Honestly, if Jake Paul wins this, I think the sky's the limit. I think he could definitely take the sport and keep running with it. He's already marketed himself as a pay-per-view star, which for the most part he kind of is. I don't think he's the biggest pay-per-view star by any means, but you put him with a good dancing partner. There's the Nate Diaz's, maybe a Tommy Fury. Potentially, who knows? We've seen Floyd fight people like Deji and Logan Paul, so potentially in the future, someone like Canelo Alvarez. And who knows, maybe 5 years down the line, maybe that is a slightly competitive fight. And by that I mean Canelo coming up to cruiserweight to fight Jake Paul and beating him in like 4 rounds instead of one. But regardless, I think this fight is going to be Anderson Silva outboxing Jake for the most part, unless Jake shows us something that he hasn't really shown us. And then I think it comes down to can Jake hit him with a shot and knock him out? Because I really don't think Jake Paul has the output to win a decision against Spider Anderson Silva. I really don't see that happening. It really does come down to is Anderson's chin gonna hold up against Jake's power hand, which I do believe will land. But with that being said, we'll see how this fight plays out. I think Jake Paul will win by KO. That is my final prediction, because even though I do think Anderson, I will say this: if this fight goes to the judges, I think Anderson Silva has it in the bag. But with that being said, we'll see how all this plays out, and see you next time. Peace.